Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for clicking. My name is None Other T Channel and I appreciate ya. So let's go ahead and dive in today's video. So it's been a while since I've been here and there's a lot to tell you about, but that's not going to be in today's video. I am working on something, but again, not for today's video. So what I'm going to be talking about today, because I feel like this is such an important topic, because I am so tired of seeing people weaponize such serious topics to go at people they dislike. It's interesting because I literally yesterday I just went and seen that movie Sound of Freedom, and the most horrific things you can imagine is happening to children. So for people to make up accusations of such matter and put it on their channel to make content out of it is disgusting, and it needs to be called out and it needs to stop. You do not use children and those type of accusations to get back at somebody you dislike. I am so tired of hearing the whataboutisms that is happening here. Well, this person did that, so I'm going to do this. Why? Where is your morals and values? So let me back up because I tried to make this video a moment ago, but it's such a tangled weave and so many people get involved and it's hard to kind of keep it together, and I'm trying my best to make it where you can understand if you haven't been following along. If you don't know any of these channels, such as, None Other Housewife, Steph TXMA, Jenny Lee, Callista, Asking by a Subscriber, Tira, Sara Jean, if you're not sure who those are, then you're more than welcome to stick around and hear about it, because what's going on at this moment within this little community happens in all communities. Sadly, this isn't just this part of the YouTubes. Sadly, people go low and vile all over the place. But we need to make a stand, and whenever you see somebody, you can like that person, but when you see that person doing something like making accusations, unfounded accusations without proof, we as watchers need to say, I need more proof. So this all began over broken friendships. Actually, both sides did. That's kind of what this all came down to. People breaking apart, not wanting to be friends. So Sara Jean and Coley were friends. And this is just from what I have seen, kind of sitting back, my opinions. Everybody has their own views on what's been going on, but this is just what I've been seeing. So Sara Jean and Coley were friends, and they had a falling out. One felt like one ghosted the other. And instead of just walking away from each other, they had to make it this public breakup, which never turns out good. Sara Jean told another creator, Tira Nicole, some very confidential information regarding her friend, her ex-friend at this point, Asking by a Subscriber. Something that I guess Asking by a Subscriber told Sara Jean in confidence. Now whether it's true, I don't know, but she told Tira the information, and Tira made a video, which is disgusting. Again, it's things that don't belong on the internet. So Tira admitted, okay, yeah, I see where you guys are coming from, because Steph TXMA made a video calling this behavior out. And Tira stepped up and said, okay, I understand where you're coming from. I shouldn't have said that in the video. I shouldn't have put that out there. And to me, I feel like she took responsibility. Now, some people may say that, Tara don't admit when she's wrong and all that. She does. Or people may say she admits when she's wrong, but then she turns around and does the same thing over and over and over. And I understand what you are saying. I get it. But I will say, when Tara is wrong, from what I have seen, she steps up and says, I'm wrong. Now, whether or not she does it again, it's neither here or there. But to me, it takes a very big person to stand up, especially when you have several people calling you out at one time and you're able to stand up and say, okay, you're right, I was wrong. I need to make this a better situation. Because obviously it does take a very big person, because there's others in this community that haven't been able to do that. And instead of just admitting when they were wrong, they run to the enemy and try to get that person to run, to fight their fight. So Tara took responsibility. That's my opinion. Sara Jean, however, did not. She got very upset that she was being called out. To me, I feel like instead of just saying, yeah, you're right, I didn't move, in the best way. I could have done better. I could have handled this situation this way, that way. Because some people thought like maybe she was being sneaky, like just wasn't being the, again, here or nor there. I feel like people probably would have been kind of watching you, keep an eye to see how you move in the future, but I don't think it would have been anything that was really bad. I know it felt bad for you. The person's being called out. I'm sure it feels like a lot of weight on you because you are being called out. However, that's just your grievance with the person who has the problem with you. Those on the sidelines are watching. They have their opinions, but it's not as bad as you think. I feel like this could have been one and done. I feel like there's definitely could have been redemption there. You could have went about your business and been good, continuing your content, and you would have been good. Would people have kind of watched the way you move? Yeah. But what comes next is a whole shit show. So she then comes on her channel, very upset, going off on everybody. She called it a mental health breakdown, which to me, if your mental health is effective, yes, step off the internet, step away, take time. Your mental health is the most important thing. But I also don't think it's right to throw out shit and then when it comes back your way, you hide your hand. Like it's been said before, whenever Steph and other people were coming at Coley, the person she was fighting with, she had no problem with that. She was loving everything that was coming out. But the moment somebody had the slightest criticism towards her, she called mental breakdown. To me, that's not right. And I do agree with Steph, that has been used on her several times, and that's not right. You cannot fold your hand. You can't throw out your big ace. It's not right. Another friendship breakup happened. This was Jenny Lee and Abadabs and Not Another Housewife and just Ann and all them. They had their own issue happening there in their circle. They felt, Jenny Lee was being fake. Jenny Lee was like going in people's DMs. She just wasn't being, a good friend. And they thought she was being sneaky, deceiving, and that she was fake because they felt like she would, go behind the scenes and say all this shit. But then on her channel, she would try to be squeaky clean, which I agree. And again, why do that? Like, be who you are. If you feel some type of way, then be that person. Like I've seen it, like with my own eyes. Again, Jenny Lee, I don't hate nobody on this internet. And I didn't really, It was nothing between me and Jenny Lee. I didn't like her or dislike her. Like, it was what it is. But when all this came out, again, you could have been redeemed. You could have just went about your business doing your content, and that would have been it. But no. So what we do as an audience, we sit back and begin to watch the way you move. And the way she began to move was go into people's comment sections and say the most horrendous, vile stuff, making fun of people for being homeless and just changing her name to roaches and bed bugs, which I thought was absolutely hilarious when she got stuck with that name, because karma hit that fast. So what these people did, it wasn't like what they originally were being called out for. To me, I felt like that wasn't even that big of a deal. What made it a big of a deal is how you moved next. You went into someone's community, say my name, and you let that person fight your fight because you knew that person has no boundaries, no morals, no values, and will just do the most horrendous stuff. And you guys want to hide behind that person and let him fight your fight. And to me, that is nasty. And I think it needs to be called out when people are, especially when people are making false accusations, serious false accusations, such as somebody is a pedo or, did we not learn when this Say My Name person made these false claims against Tira's brother-in-law for months, live stream after live stream, talking about how nasty her brother-in-law was and how you had this proof, how you've seen it in writing and you have these court documents and all that. And then everybody was like, I wouldn't be saying this shit unless you had solid proof. And you're still alluding to the fact that this was a thing. And then you found out it wasn't. You had the wrong person. Do you not understand how serious those accusations are? How damaging those accusations are to somebody? Not only that, but this stuff really happens to people. And you're making it like it's a joke or a game or something to be giddy about. It's sick. It's sick. It's sick behavior. So now they're making accusations against her son. Her son's face, videos, name, none of it should be on your channel. It's not content. If you was so worried about what happened to her son, if you think such things happened to her son, you need to call the authorities. You need to call the Department of Children's Services. This is not YouTube content. And you want to backtrack now because I see it happening. They want to backtrack. Oh, that's not what we were alluding to. What kind of nasty minds you may have because you think that's what we were saying. And I don't even want to play the clips. I have it, but I don't want to play it because I don't want it to be further shown. But they did. They alluded. Everybody who watched it alluded to the fact that this child was hurt in a sexual matter. That is disgusting. The reason why Tira probably had those videos on her channel, because in her mind, she wasn't looking at it nasty like you guys were. So that never crossed her mind. I'm sorry, guys. I am just so upset. This is it's upsetting. It literally makes me sick to my stomach that people could be so vile. And instead just of owning up and saying, okay, I was wrong. I shouldn't have did that. You double down. And those who are, I don't know. It was wrong. It's wrong. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you like that person who said it or you like the other Say My Name person. What was said was wrong. It was wrong. The takeaway here is quit using such serious accusations that could ruin somebody's life. Quit using it as content. It's not content. If you want to go at somebody, you don't like somebody, then go after them. Whatever. Call them names. Do whatever you want. But we don't throw around false accusations without proof. And this is not even about taking up for Tara, but you guys are so worried because you think that us coming out and discussing how vile this is making Tara a victim. You guys keep making Tara a victim. You're doing that. You do that. And I also want to say, before I forget, because this is a big one too, I don't agree with what Chicago did to Jenny Lee. I don't think that was right one bit. And I don't agree with other creators citing and saying they didn't think it was that bad, because in my opinion, it was. They should not have done that to Jenny Lee. Did they, show all that or any of that? No, but they alluded to it. They almost used that information as like a threat. Like, I'm going to silence you because if you speak on it, I'm going to show all this information, this private information on you. They used her docs as kind of like a threat. And that's, to me, is gross. It's gross. And it's also gross to justify you being nasty because this person over here did something nasty, or they did that to this person, so it's okay if I go that low down and be nasty too. Why don't you take the higher road? Why? I mean, I don't get it. You're so outraged because you think Tara or Chicago did something that was just so absurd and awful, but you go out there and try to trump it. And you can't understand why people are upset about it. Sadly, YouTube has just became a very nasty, toxic place. But children are off limits. Children should always be off limits. I don't care about whose children it is. All of them. All children are off limits. And it's not about rules. It's not about whatever. It's freaking common decency. It's having a little bit of morals. Children are off limits. And that's it, you guys. I am sorry I have ranted for way too long. Let me know what you guys think. Did you watch it? Did you see what was going on? And I think everyone needs to be calling this behavior out. Quit weaponizing children. I'll see you guys later. Bye, guys.